Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week I take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to identify an aspect of the race we might look back on later as having been crucial to finding the winner. Well, Saturday racing this week in Hong Kong, and Sha Tin Race 1 is the first race we're going to take a look at, where our winning factor is the map. Now, only a smallish field here, but I think there are probably 5 winning chances. A couple racing well and down lower in the handicaps, Forte and 8 trigrams. A newcomer to the Casper Founds yard who looks to hold some promise, Young Life Forever. And 2 horses which have met several times lately, Super Fortune and 5 Elements. And it's that pair that I really want to focus on. As I said, they've met several times lately, but I want to zero in on the outcome in their last 2 clashes. So for the first of them, we're going to go back to March. And this is race 499. Super Fortune, he's in green colours, and his great natural pace out of the gates takes him straight to the front. 5 Elements is in yellow, black and light blue colours, and he jumps well, but he doesn't have the same sort of pace, and he has to settle for a first 4 place, trailing the speed. Now, Super Fortune, he's got the lead in the first 400 metres without burning too much petrol, which is a key thing to note. And then picks up things mid-race, all of his own accord. He's quite a free-going horse who really starts running hard from halfway in the race, but he's able to sustain that when we get to the home straight, as he didn't do that much work early. Meanwhile, 5 Elements, he issues a challenge, and the leader holds him off by half a length, and they beat the rest pretty comfortably. Now, that result made Super Fortune the favourite when this pair met again last month, but this time 5 Elements once again second placing, but only 8th for Super Fortune, and let's take a look at why. This is race 556, and this time we see 5 Elements is drawn wide, and Blake Shin really has no option here but to ease back closer to the rear rather than be caught wide. So he stands up a much bigger start to Super Fortune, who is in his usual spot in the lead. But note the heat map this time and what we're seeing on the video. The early section this time faster than average, slows a little mid-race, but we see the opposite of the previous replay. This time Super Fortune is running harder for the first half than the second half as he gets worked by King Land in the pink and white. Now, he never really gets comfortable, and that's why his final section when he gets tackled in the straight is so slow, and the favourite Super Fortune folds up while 5 Elements rattles home but has had to give away too much start. So I want you to look at that video of Super Fortune running 8th by way of saying that he's actually going to do better on Sunday, and the map is the reason why. This map looks more like the first replay of him that we saw, with Super Fortune dictating the speed alone. Even though we know he likes to run along rather than slow the speed, he gets his chance to be more comfortable in the run and do his running in the second half of the race rather than the first. However, we also see that 5 Elements in gate 1 is going to get his chance to again lay up much closer to the front. Now, if either 8 trigrams or the speedy new horse Young Life Forever did decide to pressure the leader, that suits 5 Elements, but even if they don't, he's going to be close enough to reverse that meeting with Super Fortune in March. So the tip in race 1, 5 Elements. His winning factor, the map. We could talk about the weight turnaround that he has on Super Fortune. We could talk about his trainer Frankie Law's great record of converting horses running placings into winners this season, but I think the map is critical to him being able to put all that into play, and that's going to be his edge on Saturday. The second race I want to take a look at Sha Tin is race 3, where our winning factor is the backup. And in this class 2, I think the main chances line up as the last start winner, Silver Express, and some talented 4-year-olds, the Tony Cruz trained pair, I'm a Single Man and the Golden Scenery, and also Danny Shum trained Winner Method. And my strong focus here is on Winner Method, and if that name sounds familiar, well, it should, because he was involved in one of the races that we looked at last weekend at Sha Tin, when he was runner-up to the unbeaten Galaxy Witness. We're going to take a look at the replay from that race. And as we expected, Winner Method in the pale yellow and blue colours took up the front running in a race that looked devoid of leaders. The favourite Galaxy Witness, well, he mended his barrier manners and jumped well to sit fairly handy to the lead this time as Winner Method rolled along in front at an even speed. He was able to steady around the circle from the 800 to the 400 metres, take a breather, and then sprinted quickly in the run down the straight, and he certainly put up a great effort here, giving away 6 pounds in weight to a very talented rival, but ultimately had to settle for second after a great duel. Now in that race, Winner Method gave weight away to everything in the field. On Saturday he rises in class, and that means this time he's the one who is getting all the weight off everybody else. So that makes him first pick in the form book as far as I'm concerned. He also gets a suitable map. And when we take a look at that map, I think he'll get a good run here, even if he doesn't lead, and I won't be surprised if he doesn't. That race last week didn't have obvious leaders. This one has some regular leaders like Hinch and Love, California Deep Shot and Silver Express, all horses who have won or raced very well leading. So we might see one or more of them looking to control the race. I don't think that would bother Winner Method if he has to take a sit behind them, as he could again relax and breathe in the middle stages before launching a strong sprint. So as I said, it all looks good on the form book, but the question we need to answer is, are we going to see the same version of Winner Method 6 days after that tough struggle that he had last week, or is it going to have a negative effect on him and his form tapers? Well, short of being able to actually inspect the horse in his stable, it's hard to know, but I guess what we do have as a guide is the past history of his trainer at undertaking this specific task. And on this table here, we see the top 10 strike rate trainers bringing horses back to the races within a week, going back to September 2011. And while Danny Shum isn't at the top of the list, he does make the top 8, and importantly on the right-hand side, you see that his quick backup runners match the market expectations on them. So the tip in race 3, Winner Method. His winning factor, the quick backup. I think everything in the form points to Winner Method being the horse to beat here, and those statistics that we just saw show that Danny Shum is fully capable of bringing his horse back to the races 6 days later and getting him to repeat that performance. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you next time.